Disruptive Diane can be a real pain for a leader. Perhaps Disruptive Diane literally disrupts everybody in conversations, in meetings. Or perhaps she inserts herself where she doesn't really belong and presents her own overblown opinion and causes a scene of chaos behind her. This could also take the form of not just disrespect, but downright hostility. So let's talk about Disruptive Diane. Now, whether it's in the workplace, your social circle, or even your family, dealing with Disruptive Diane can be downright challenging. Fear not, I have some effective strategies that I will share with you. You might be thinking, oh no, I can't watch this video because I'm not going to deal with Disruptive Diane. She's volatile, I don't know what I'm going to get with her. I have no interest in touching that with a barge pole. Believe me, I have had these exact thoughts in my 17 years of leadership, but I know very well that Disruptive Diane, if left to her own devices, can create a toxic culture and a breeding ground for more Disruptive Dianes. Imagine that. It can also keep other members of your team from feeling that they can speak up or have their own, more positive, hopefully, opinion, because they don't know what they're going to get from Disruptive Diane either. This can cause a lack of respect from your whole team, because let's face it, if you're the leader and you're not dealing with Disruptive Diane, then is the rest of your team going to respect you as a leader? You need to take accountability for that behaviour. So let's get cracking and sort her out. Yay! First off, when faced with Disruptive Diane's behaviour, you need to stay calm and under control. Avoid reacting emotionally, which can be a challenge, but it will escalate the situation further. Instead, adopt a neutral tone and respond with empathy and understanding. This could look like Disruptive Diane interrupting yourself or a speaker in a meeting with her own opinion, voiced very strongly in a manner that is disrespectful to whoever is speaking and really disruptive for the whole meeting. Remain calm. Keep your voice calm. Maybe not quite like that, because that probably could fire Disruptive Diane up. Just your normal tone of voice, but calm. I would say Diane's name first off to try and interrupt her flow, and clearly ask her to please wait till the end of the meeting for any questions or feedback. If it's not that sort of meeting, tell her that you'll be happy to discuss her feedback or opinion after the meeting and swiftly move the meeting on. But the main thing is that you want to address that disruptive behaviour as soon as it occurs, and then manage it privately so that it doesn't cause more disruption or even embarrassment for Disruptive Diane. It also prevents that conversation on whatever tangent it's now gone down from Disruptive Diane from continuing and engaging the audience even more as they're sitting there eating popcorn, watching this like it's a movie. Don't let Disruptive Diane take over the movie. Find a suitable time and place to speak with her privately, prevent her from disrupting everybody, and shut it down. Next step is that meeting one-on-one with. We want to be a little bit prepared for this. So I would probably take down a few points that were important to me about the particular meeting that we're having. I'd start off with really clearly communicating the specific behaviour from that meeting and its impact on the environment. What did her disruption do to the meeting? How did it appear to impact others? I would ask her to reflect on her behaviour and how she thinks others might have perceived her in that moment. This can help for those Disruptive Dianes who may believe that they're actually leading the charge for everyone else's opinion who thinks the same that they do, and they believe they're championing everyone on their behalf. If you suspect this is the case, ask Diane what she expected to get from that particular disruption or her behaviour. What was the outcome that she was seeking or thought that she was going to achieve? Then you need to really actively listen to what Diane's response to that is, as this can help you gain insight into the root of Diane's behaviour. She could be experiencing personal issues and overreacting to something that is completely unrelated. She could be feeling unheard or lacking clarity on expectations. Perhaps you've never told her that it was inappropriate to interrupt in a meeting like that. By listening to her empathetically, you can demonstrate that you do value her concerns, but still addressing the behaviour at hand. It's important that you feel that you understand the underlying cause of her behaviour so that you can actually address it appropriately. The next very, very important step is to clearly communicate your expectations for how she should be behaving in meetings or in whatever situation that occurred. Outline the specific behaviours that she showed in that moment and what your expectations are, as well as the consequences for continued behaviour along the same lines. Setting clear boundaries really allows her to consider her behaviour, and if she does it again, what the consequence of that behaviour is going to be. This means if disruptive Diane continues on this chain, you have actionable steps that you can take as a consequence of that. And those steps have been addressed in this meeting and clearly articulated to Diane. If this is repeated behaviour, writing this stuff down is really crucial too. So if you don't have your own method of capturing conversations with your team, even just writing Diane an email afterwards, outlining, hey, this is what we discussed in bullet points. These are the agreed actions and consequences, so that you're really capturing that behaviour and the steps and the actions in writing. Now, depending on the nature of the disruptive behaviour, you may need to offer support to Diane too. So this could mean that she needs additional support to help manage her own situation, depending on what she's told you. It could be offering access to counselling services, depending on what your setup is in your own organisation. It could be conflict resolution training, but you may want to hold that for further down the track if it continues to become an issue. It could just be additional support from a mentor. You'll then really need to follow up with Diane regularly. You'll need to check on her behaviour and if it is reoccurring, but you'll also have to reinforce positive behaviour. You'll need to recognise and acknowledge any improvements that Diane might have made after your conversation. They could be really small, but it is really, really important to reinforce positive behaviour, but also address any reoccurring issues if it continues. Consistent feedback and support are really important if you want to maintain consistent change to behaviour. So don't let disruptive Diane disrupt your team and take over. Take back control and let me know in the comments if you've had a similar experience, or perhaps a plotting Peter if you've watched my other video. And thank you for watching.